If it's a title shot at some type of weight class, great. You know, I win at 170.
Max have to stay lightweight, bro. We are like too big for him.
You know, at the end of the day, if it's there, I got history with the 155 champ, and I know that he probably wants to get down back. So if it's a title shot at either weight classes, sign your boy up. If it's a Conor McGregor fight again.
So I don't think he cares who's next. If it's the number one guy the UFC picks, that's who we fight. So, yeah, it's like you come, let's see what you can do. We'll prepare for you too, just like everybody else.
Max Holloway has made his intentions very clear that he is prepared to take on anyone, whether it is Islam or another fight with McGregor.
The 70 champs team is not liking what I said, which just blew my mind because I wasn't being disrespectful. I just was kind of caught off guard about the situation. And I just said what a lot of people was probably thinking. So I'm the bad guy, but it is what it is, you know. At the end of the day, if it's there, I got history with the 155 champ, and I know that he probably wants to get down back. So if it's a title shot at either weight classes, sign your boy up. If it's a Conor McGregor fight again, I signed the dotted line.
Further cementing his plans, Max stated that right after he is done with his obligations, he will be back in the gym, gearing up for his next battle very soon.
What's next for me is the question that people have been asking me, and to be quite honest, I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I don't know what's next. I don't know if, you know, we see Conor out there telling us, calling for me, want it to be next year. I'm down for that, but I don't know what UFC want, you know. So at the end of the day, I'm gonna be here, I'm gonna be ready, I'm gonna go get back in the gym. You know, after I spend some time and enjoy my family, of course. We got some plans that I need to do and some family stuff I need to take care of. But if it's Conor next year, great. If it's a title shot at some type of weight class, great.
Sharing his views on a potential fight between him and Holloway, Islam does not appear to entertain the idea based on the size disparity between them.
Max have to stay lightweight, bro. We are like too big for him.
Yeah, I think so too.
And Max is a so nice person, I don't want to beat him.
Stressing his narrative, Islam pointed out his keen interest solely in his current weight class and how he will only be focusing on the tough competition here rather than anyone else.
I don't know who I want to choose, you know, no matter who is them. Maybe let them fight. Why they not fight in this card to see who is the number one contender, you know? But it's okay. I'm happy we have some real contenders in this division. And these guys, Morales, Prates, Shavkat, they make me like training every day more hard. But because I see this is the real fighters who can give me good fights.
Expressing his thoughts on who should be next for them, Javier Mendez emphasized that regardless of who is put forth, they will make sure that they are prepared for any battle.
Who knows? You never know what happens behind the scenes, right? Maybe the management decides, no, this is not the right fight for us, or maybe we want more money, or maybe we want a different date. I mean, those things happen all the time. So it isn't something that you and I could control. It's what the UFC and the management of both fighters, can control. Then at the end of the day, it's up to the fighter to decide if what the management puts in front of them is acceptable or not. So there's a lot of variables. That's why I hate saying, oh yeah, we're fighting. No, I don't. The UFC announces it. Forget it. Don't try to trick me, because if the UFC doesn't announce it, it's not happening.
Moving on, Arman Sarukian shared his reaction to the supposed animosity between Islam and Max, seemingly disagreeing with Max.
Just he's double champ, and he was a champion 155. So, and he never lose, in 155. He's still like kind of ex-champion in 155 and current champion in 170. Makes sense.
Two different weight classes at the same time, or at two different points in his career. To hold two belts.
Yeah. I mean, it's good for marketing for the UFC. It's good.
Sure.
To have a double champ.
Meanwhile, the rivalry between Islam Makhachev and Max Holloway has reached new levels after Max's questioning remarks following Islam's momentous victory.
Why the fuck do you have two belts? Aura? I mean, like, it is what it is, bro. I mean, like, you are, but you're not. That was temporary, but now you're just defending one belt, bro. Why you keep... I don't know. I don't know, guys.
Unbeknownst to Max, these comments will soon start a firestorm where even Islam clapped back at the fighter with his own response. In his response, Islam wrote, "I don't know, bro. It's even too heavy to hold. But you don't understand. Sorry." Unfazed, Max doubled down on his take and clapped back at Islam in an attempt to prove him wrong, as well as to clarify his position on what he actually meant.
Before he won his second title, he gave up his first title, and Ile already won the title before he even did it. So him having it, why? I ain't even gonna say nothing about him. We know somebody else runs his social media for him. I don't know, bro. It's even too heavy to hold, but you don't understand. I don't know what he meant by that. Guy who was tweeting for him. I kinda have an idea what it's like. I kinda know how heavy it feels, brother. Actually, wait, hold on. We can keep going if you like, bro. I can keep going to see how heavy these things are. These things are pretty heavy. Got some more coming. These things, it's heavy as shit. It's not replicas. You gotta do your homework if you think these are replicas, bro. One more too.
Despite this newfound animosity, Holloway still tried to de-escalate the situation and clarified that the comments appeared to be an effort by someone else to generate a feud.
Bad boys are heavy. Don't tell me I don't know what they feel like. I gotta do his homework on your boy. Hey, he was right about one thing. This shit's heavy. Oh my god. Don't ever come for my throat, bro. Especially when you're hiding behind another man IG. It is what it is. You guys can be mad at me for saying what I said. Don't you ever come for my neck and tell me I don't know how heavy it feels. Brother, I got a bunch of those bad boys at my house with me. I need to actually go to UFC.com and buy the Conor McGregor belt because they did not give me that. I'm actually missing the money belt, so you messing with the wrong one. The fuck I fight him for? Y'all must have forgot. People are gonna get rage baited by it, but don't you ever tell me I don't know how heavy those bad boys feel. Still got so mad about how I feel. Because you guys do know when you become a double champ, the UFC don't give you the second belt. Half of you guys wouldn't know shit. Most of you guys don't know shit about MMA.
On the other hand, not holding back on Conor and his absurd claims following their fight, Max stated that the fight was fair but anticlimactic, and Conor looked old and frail.
It was big fight night feels. It was great. Facing anybody, I mean, this wasn't my first time facing somebody, you know, double digits later. At the end of the day, with Conor, it was a fight, you know what I mean? It was just another fight to me. The fight went the way it went. It's, you know what I mean? I feel bad for the fans. And it's just crazy, you know, for the dude to be talking about how it was slippery because of the dry ice or whatever. I don't know what he's talking about because I didn't fall. And him talking about this generational beating, dude is delusional. Because to me, he felt slow in there. He felt slow. He looked old. If there was gonna be a generational beating, it wasn't gonna be on his end. I'll tell you that much. It wasn't gonna be coming from his side. So at the end of the day, I feel bad for the fans. It was a big event. A lot of people spent a lot of money.
However, seemingly offended at these comments, Conor McGregor took to Twitter to bash Max Holloway and his claims about their fight. In his tweet, Conor wrote, "There's no way the most punched on face in UFC history, check the stats, is talking this way? WTF happened to this guy?" Meanwhile, shutting down any hopes for Max to pursue Islam, Carlos Prates has revealed the recent offer that he and his team have accepted in order to orchestrate this bout next.
Of you and Hunter Campbell, and of your manager Lucas and Hunter Campbell, can I ask what was discussed, what was agreed upon in that meeting?
I'm the next for the title.
Okay.
Yeah, basically. Yeah,
that's it.
New contract. The next one for the title. And let's go.
Addressing the constant underestimation that he receives from the UFC fans, Prates stressed the fact that on fight night, he will show everyone why he got this opportunity.
I think it's really important to get the title, to become UFC champ, because I can prove the people's, no matter what the other people say about you, you know, you're gonna choose what you're gonna do in your life. Like, even if they say, you cannot be a champ or you cannot do this because you smoke or party or something like that.
Yeah.
You can prove everybody's wrong, you know, like.
Looking at the points he can exploit, Carlos revealed how unimpressed he was with Islam's fighting style and how the best strategy is to take the fighter down earlier on.
I don't like, but of course it's it's a really intelligent way to fight, you know? Like, really smart and really effective already. I think it's boring, you know? Like, I don't like watch fights at all. Like striking fights or some of friends, of course, I like to watch. But especially if there's some grappler fighting, I don't like to watch. I like to watch like people's getting knocked out, a lot of action and things like that. And it's crazy because now I really like to train grappling, you know, more than striking, but I don't like to watch. Yeah, but I don't like to watch like grappling and fighters go to the ground and bored fight. I don't like. So I think that the easier way, like not easier, but the less hard way is knocking him out.
In contrast, talking about other potential fights for Islam at this point in his career, Arman Sarukian believes that the fighter is in his prime and can take on anyone in the weight class.
Do you think he beats Carlos Prates?
Yes.
Morales?
I gotta watch Morales fights. I've seen a couple, but like I gotta watch all of them. I don't know right now who can beat Islam. Yeah, only maybe prime Usman, but he's gone. He's in 84 kg.
Right.
Agreeing with the narrative presented by Arman, Tyron Woodley pointed out that Islam is at the peak of his career. That's why it will be an extremely difficult task to bring him down.
Do you think that Prates has what it takes to beat him?
No.
Do you think Islam retires?
I think Carlos Prates is a stud, but I think style-wise, Makhachev, he's just going to get so close so fast and just get him to the ground so often. It's going to be a tiresome fight of just trying to keep Makhachev off of him. But I think Carlos is a tough fight. I think he was fighting Ian Gary, then maybe he would have won that fight. But I think style is just coming to play in that case.
Talking about what makes Islam so unique compared to others, Tyron emphasized that the fighter, along with his team, has a hardcore mindset, unfazed by anything.
The biggest fleck of all the Dagestani wrestlers is their discipline. That's what I admire the most about them. Khabib really set the tone. They're trying to get their career done without being defeated. They're trying to go undefeated. So if you look at their ability to dominate, you know what I mean, it's remarkable. When I look at a style and I look at like matching up against myself or guys that were in the league when I was at the top, I'm not gonna say I'm not that impressed. I am impressed with the discipline, but it wouldn't give me butterflies. There's certain guys that looking at a Carlos Khan and looking at a Robbie Lawler, looking at somebody that can knock you out and maybe take you down like a Georges St. Pierre. I just don't see that. But he is a great champion. I love his ability to stay focused and stay disciplined.
Sharing his views on Islam's potential GOAT status, Woodley emphasized that even though such rankings are a matter of preference, no one can undermine Islam's impact.
It's really perspective. You know, you look at Anderson, you look at John Jones, you look at Demetrius Johnson, you look at Georges St. Pierre. You got to put those guys there. And after that, I feel like it's preference. Some of these people that you see on there, like an Ilya Tapora or a Volkanovski or something like that, I'd be like, well, in that case, throw me in there if that's what we're doing. So I feel like he will go down as one of the goals just because, like I said before, their focus is discipline. Their focus is being consistent. And I don't see him easing off. They don't care if they wearing a nice suit. They don't care if they got girls all at their hotel room trying to come upstairs. They don't care about that stuff. All they care about is staying undefeated and dominating and winning. And Khabib said one thing that really stuck out. He said, anything you want, it takes discipline. Yeah. Anything you want to get, it takes discipline. You want a girl, it takes discipline. You want money, it takes discipline. So something to be said about discipline. They don't have to do all the extras. They don't have to be all throwing cans at a press conference. All they got to do is keep winning, keep dominating.
Expressing his views on Islam's evolution, Sean Brady praised the fighter, but he still cautioned him about the challenges at welterweight and how to deal with them.
He struggles a little bit with the bigger guys. Like he's probably a little bit taller than me, but I'm definitely heavier than him. So he's just got to fill out a little bit more at 170.
Naming the best opponents possible for Islam, Sean leaned towards Carlos Prates and Michael Morales rather than Max Holloway or any other name.
Yeah, Prates is definitely the most deserving, and then I think Morales would be the toughest test for Islam, though. So, but Prates is definitely next.
What does Michael Morales do from here? Does he just wait for the winner?
him versus Shavkat, if Shavkat's coming back, or him versus Ian Gary. I think that makes sense.
Meanwhile, even though Merab Dvalishvili did not rank Islam as the GOAT of the sport in his view, he still praised the Dagestani fighter for his immaculate skills and unbeatable record.
No, he's one of the GOAT, I believe, because for me, GOAT is John Jones. You know, he has the most title defense, and he was fighting for title fights and main events, and you know, so Islam is great fighter, and you know, I mean, he's one of the GOAT, but the real GOAT is John Jones, you know. But yeah, all the respect for Islam Makhachev.
On the other hand, sharing his take on who can prove to be one of the most difficult challenges for Islam at welterweight, Luke Thomas seems to be on Michael Morales' side.
I know a way to solve this problem. Have him fight it out. There's an interesting style clash there, and maybe a guy like Morales can really dial in his weight cut, dial in his weight loss, you know, get it really done the right way, and then just have the performance of his life, and you begin to see Islam just fades. Or maybe Islam gets his ass beat for 3 rounds and then stages an incredible comeback, because you're right about the weight cut. You'd get a great fight by that, and then it would be an incredible testament to the iron will of a guy like Islam. But like, to me, this is what makes the fight interesting. Imagine he fights Michael Morales and then absolutely fucks him up, right? Like, I mean, just absolutely goes in there and just moves downhill on him, lowers the boom, whatever metaphor you'd like to use. I wonder how perception might change after that.
Expressing his views on Islam's status, Luke appeared conflicted, pointing out how the fighter is still far from being a GOAT due to his lackluster performances.
And people knew that Anderson was more technically skilled, but you know, it was a 20 pound jump, and like, how is this all going to go? And then he goes in there and just does magic tricks on him. And everyone afterwards was like, this is God in the form of a fighter. Islam needs something like that, dude. Like, it sounds too simplistic, but it's really true. The kinds of performances you have is, I'm not going to say as important as the nature of the wins themselves, but in terms of like getting people, including skeptics, even if they're former fighters, the way to get people to just really appreciate you is you don't necessarily have to get nothing but finishes, although that helps, but you have to fight in a way that they just find easy to appreciate.
Being on the same page as Luke, Chael Sonnen highlighted that till now, Islam has not reached prime status yet, especially after not taking on other fighters of his caliber.
Beating Ian Gary cannot be the litmus test to be the greatest mixed martial of all time. Beating a guy with length and range and youth who wants to talk to you in between rounds and who does not want to upset you at all. He's just as fine you leaving here winner if that's important to you, and him not, as long as we leave here friends. Now, I would love to take the belt if you wouldn't mind giving me the belt. But I don't want to crack any eggs, even if it means I can have an omelet. Okay, beating that guy doesn't get you anointed. And in your minds, at one point, the GOAT was Rakhmonov, who has no losses. That's a better record. Who has a win over Ian Gary, or is Rakhmonov still the GOAT? Because he beat Ian Gary, and that was the bar.
Furthermore, Sonnen emphasized that for Islam to ever be considered great, other than just holding records, he needs a fight with top fighters like Shavkat Rakhmonov.
The most beautiful record out there does still remain Rakhmonov's. The most dominant record out there belongs to Rakhmonov, who has finished every single opponent he has ever faced, one exception, Ian Gary, where Rakhmonov just went on to beat him. Used the time constraints and limits as his strategy. It sounds like he's done, I'm talking about Rakhmonov, it sounds like he's done everything that Islam's done, except not lose. So how do you become the GOAT?
However, labeling Islam as one of the best in the game, capable of taking on any sort of challenge, especially after his latest win, Ray Longo shared his thoughts.
I think it's undeniable now he's pound for pound the best, the things he's done, the streak he's on, the way he's doing it. What could you say? You know, what could you say? The other guys, man, if they can't defend the wrestling, they're going to go down worse than than a lot of people. Prates looks like he'd be the guy that's in more trouble. Morales at least has some sort of wrestling, judo background. Maybe they learned from this fight and they could pick apart some things and improve on it or something. But you can't deny Islam. You can't deny him now. You just can't. I mean, his record, his accolades speak for themselves.
Adding on, Ray emphasized that regardless of the fact that Islam's current fights might not be as spectacular as before, the fighter is still consistent and determined to achieve it all.
No, the guy is 1,000,000% squared away, and Kenny, the consistency is huge. He's just consistent. He does his work, and he's kind of making it look easy, which is crazy, even at a higher weight class. This time, I think he felt the length and the size a little bit, you know, but he still got it done, and that's what makes a champion.
So in the end, what are your thoughts about the comments that have been made by Max Holloway? Do you believe that it will be him who will face Islam next? Or do you believe that it will be one of the hard hitters in the welterweight division? Make sure to tell us about your thoughts in the comments below, and if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe to our channel for more exciting MMA updates.